Welcome to my presentation, and the topic of this presentation is modeling your sustainable development initiative using the TSI and TAI approach. My name is Anwar Abdullah, and I'm the founder of Ocean Quest Global. And for the past 40 years, I have been championing the field of organic coral restoration programs. Here I'm presenting a topic that is related to sustainable development. Okay, so in this modeling of the Sustainable Development Initiative, we need to understand the approach and the modeling system that was used. I will be presenting the fundamentals of SDG strategies that is geared to adapt to newer technology like artificial intelligence. To understand the model that we are using, we first need to establish the size. Sizing your initiative is very important because, like people are saying, you can't bite too big that you can't chew. This is what happened to most enterprises and corporations when they first establish their sustainable arm. They tend to have the propensity to impress people by trying to do what is beyond their reach. So sizing your initiative is very important. To understand this model, we must first establish what factors is influencing the sustainable development goal. For this, we need to create a sustainable development strategy. We must also establish means to analyze if the plan are feasible and have balance between the challenges and the solution. The challenges is defined as total sustained impact, which is the degenerative challenges that we are facing and we need to overcome through mitigation steps. Then we must also establish what we plan to accomplish for us to gauge how much of the TSI, or total sustained impact, that can be eliminated through total accomplishable impact we are going to apply. There are also factors if the TAI, or the total accomplished impact that we apply, can be regenerative. That means it can be self-mitigating. It can have self-mitigating properties that may be measurable. This type of analysis is not uncommon in corporations and enterprises. It is very similar to the Tam Sam Song strategy in marketing. But the TSI and TAI is applied for analyzing environmental or charitable cause. Total sustained impact, or TSI. Scale of TSI varies. It depends on what size of the sustained impact you are addressing. Your company or organization is a global one, then the TSI is immense. The size can also be a regional or by country or by state in size. It can also be set in square kilometers or down to the scale of how many square meters do you want to apply to your initiative. By knowing what you will be facing, you can begin to plan the mitigation steps. TSI is something that challenges you, but you have to take this challenge on what is your capacity to mitigate it. If you plan to do like a national size, or like for your country, the whole country, then the size will be immense as well. And it will include a lot of challenges that you need to overcome, because the total sustained impact or in a country will be much bigger as compared to a square kilometers or a hectare of damaged coral reef or damaged forest or whatever an environment is. Now, knowing the TSI, we can find ways to offset its impact. The action taken through planning and implementing a mitigating step will have positive feedback, and it is offsetting the TSI. Setting your TSI includes establishing time frame or deadline when you want it to be accomplished, how much it costs, how much energy and manpower do you have available to get it done, what are the resources that is available to you, is there maintenance involved? Remember that maintenance is cost, time, and energy too. Finally, what is the feedback that you are expecting from applying this TAI? The TSI and TAI model cannot work without data. Therefore, every initiative must begin with preliminary survey and assessments. Every visible and hidden challenges must be included in the assessment. Measure the size of devastation and work on an estimate on how long it will take to recover by propagation. What kind of sea flow and sea conditions is at the site? What is the season like? How long can you work in a year? Establish what data fields that you will need to input. This data is what artificial intelligence can process, relate, and compute. For this data, the size and magnitude of the problem is translated into how much it costs to mitigate it through material and time commitments. Data is important for technology to work. Traditionally, the boss, the chairman, the CEO, the managing director can just give a political answer to justify expenditure in the sustainable development budget. This cannot be applied to machines. AI works with data, and data will determine if your sustainable development strategy is feasible and tangible. A director or a CEO or a chairman cannot just simply point at one corner of the city where they have some kind of community work and justify a budget for the initiative that simply plucked from thin air. In technology-based and the sustainable development goal that is technology-based will never work in that sense of approach. It works with data. Therefore, data gathering is very important in the development of the TSI and TAI analysis. I have workshops that I lead to help people do their TAI and TSI analysis for their corporation or for their companies. And this is an extensive workshop whereby they will go through the actual data collecting and data gathering and processing and compiling and putting together an analysis. The advantage of this analysis is that it establishes what you can accomplish and how much you are paying it for, and the target time frame. Target time frame is very important in terms of sustainable development goals when you are developing a sustainable development goal, because it can give you an estimate of how long it will take for you to accomplish a certain task. And then if you exceed the time frame, then you will have input on why and how much it will cost you and what is the cost on top of that because of the extended period. But then if you actually accomplish it sooner than you plan, then you know that you are able to make you are able to do more with the budget you have and the time and the energy and the resources you have. So target time frame tells you two things. If you are taking too long, then you will have an input of why it goes too long. If it's accomplished soon, then it tells you that you can accomplish more than what you actually plan. So this is how strategy is refined in the end. So to do complete analysis, it takes a bit of time. So I offer about 3 to 4 days workshop, literally to get a sustainable arm of a company to do their analysis and to work on a realistic strategy. Finally, using the TSI and TAI analysis, you can develop 3 important things in your sustainable development strategy. Your SDG budget, your sustainable development goal and its budget will be very realistic. Your set goals will be more defined and your operations plan will be more complete because you will be able to anticipate many things that the challenges is throwing at you, the TSI is throwing at you, and you can actually draw a roadmap of your TAI to offset whatever scale of the TSI that you choose to work on. And most importantly, you are not working on something that you assume that your sustainable arm and its budget that you allocate for them is going to be enough to accomplish something that is beyond accomplishable. That is always why the sustainable development is failing in most corporations because of overly ambitious top leaders, of course, trying to impress by thinking that they are going to do the impossible with a limited budget and not a very good goal, and there's no complete operations plan to how to accomplish the sustainable development strategy. So the TAI and TSI analysis helps in establishing these 3 important things: your budget, your goals, and your operations plan. So for that, I thank you for listening and watching to this presentation. It is not very long, it's a short presentation, but it's established what the method or modeling technique using the TSI and TAI system works on helping you in developing your sustainable development strategy. So thank you so much for watching.